Escorted by troopers who graduated the academy with troopers Brandon Siska and Martin Mack, 21-year-old Jayana Webb keeps her head down. State police have said very little about her, but we have learned now she's been charged with multiple crimes, including third-degree murder and multiple counts of manslaughter. She was taken from the state police barracks to the Philadelphia Police Department. Sources say that was to enter her into the preliminary arraignment system. Police say it was just before 1 Monday morning when the incident happened. Sources say the troopers had begun a traffic stop when they were called to a man wandering in traffic in the southbound lanes of I-95. They left the traffic stop to assist the pedestrian, and it was as they were getting him off the road, a car at a high rate of speed came down the shoulder, striking and killing all three, the troopers and pedestrian they were trying to help.
Jayana Webb was born on April 12, 2000 in Eagleville, Pennsylvania, a suburb about 25 miles northwest of Philadelphia. She was raised by a very supportive and loving family who reportedly pushed her to work hard and become successful. She attended high school at Norristown Area High School in Norristown, Pennsylvania. There, she was a standout sprinter. According to records, from her freshman to senior year, she placed in the top 3 of each race she took part in, even winning several. She graduated in the class of 2018. After high school, Jayana decided to focus on her talent as a hairdresser. She started her own business and advertised her hair designs online. She received mostly positive feedback. Allegedly, outside of work, at age 21, she also liked to party hard. She tweeted a lot about how much she loved to get drunk and have a good time. On Monday, March 21, 2022, at around 12:50 a.m., Jayana was reportedly radared going over 100 miles per hour on I-95 South near the Lincoln Financial Field in South Philadelphia. Pennsylvania State Troopers, Martin Mack III, 33 years old, and Brandon Siska, 29 years old, pulled the SUV over and made contact with Jayana. But just then, they received an emergency call about a pedestrian walking in the middle of the highway. The initial stop with Jayana lasted less than a minute before they let her go to take care of what was determined to be a more pressing issue. Jayana tweeted about the stop. According to reports, when troopers Mack and Siska arrived at the scene further up the highway, they found 28-year-old Reyes Rivera Oliveira strolling across the highway. The officers made contact with a confused man and were able to detain him. While placing Reyes in their police truck, Jayana came upon the scene driving well over 100 miles per hour, with some reports claiming she was doing around 120. She attempted to go around the officers by taking the shoulder, but she lost control of the car and barreled into all 3 people. The force of the impact was so great that all 3 men were thrown over the median onto the opposite lanes. Unaware of what transpired, dispatch tried to contact the troopers, but they got no answer. So, they sent in backup.
This is State Police, southbound I-95 at Broad Street. A possible auto accident getting a non-response from the officers.
Jayana stayed at the scene in her smashed-up car. Reportedly, when backup arrived, they found bystanders trying to administer CPR to the critically injured troopers. They took charge of the rescue efforts, but unfortunately, both troopers Mack and Siska, and Reyes Oliveras were all pronounced dead at the scene. When investigators got to Jayana, they claimed she exhibited signs of being under the influence. When questioned, Jayana admitted to drinking strawberry Henny shortly before getting behind the wheel. She was given a breathalyzer which confirmed her blood alcohol level was double that of the legal limit. She was arrested using the handcuffs of the fallen officers. At her arraignment the following day, March 22, 2022, Jayana's attorney said that she was devastated about the crash and the loss of life that resulted. He emphasized that this was not an intentional act by his client and that she is not a violent person at all. He insisted that her 22nd birthday was the following month, and she was not a flight risk, so she should at least be allowed bail. But, the judge disagreed, alleging Jayana was a public safety hazard and denied her bond. Jayana was charged with third-degree murder, homicide by vehicle while driving under the influence, homicide by vehicle, second-degree manslaughter of a law enforcement officer, involuntary manslaughter, recklessly endangering another person, driving under the influence, and summary traffic violations, including failing to drive at a safe speed, careless driving, and reckless driving. Her preliminary hearing was initially set for April 5, 2022, but due to witnesses not being able to be found, it was postponed to June 22, 2022, at 9 a.m. Rest in peace to all involved who lost their lives.